Hey, what's happening everybody? Welcome back to this week's Hiking in Colorado 14er adventure. This weekend we've got quite the adventure planned, as we are doing tomorrow Humboldt Peak and on Tuesday the Crestones Traverse. And this is something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time, and finally feel like I'm at the skill level where I can actually attain it. We are currently at the beginning of the two-wheel drive parking lot, which means we're going to be hiking up the remainder of the four-wheel drive road to get to South Colony Lakes, where we plan on setting up camp. And I'm very, very excited. However, slightly concerned about the potential weather issues we might be having. It is monsoon season, which means there's a lot of storms and rain. However, it does look like on Monday morning and Sunday morning we do have windows, and I'm really hoping that those will present themselves, allowing us to move forward with our goals. And like I said, we are at the two-wheel drive parking lot. This is the sign that you're going to see from here. That's the direction we're headed up. It is currently drizzling just a little bit, but it's starting to clear up. Much nicer than it was when we originally made our way up here. Check out the way those clouds are laying at the foot of the mountains there. Just absolutely beautiful looking. There's a couple other cars here besides ours, and we are headed up this way. We just got to the upper four-wheel drive trailhead here. So, South Colony Trailhead. There's two vehicles here. We're gonna be headed this way, straight ahead. That was so much better than Lake Como. And we ran into somebody from the group who recognized us, and we sat and had a little chat with them, so that was very cool meeting that person. So, once you get to the point that we're at, there's a lot of campsites like within the, I'd say the last quarter mile or so. A lot of campsites. So far hasn't been too bad. As you can see, you know, where we're headed is socked in for sure, but it hasn't rained very much, just a lot of clouds, so not too bad. All right, so we are officially on the trail now, and I'm feeling excellent right now. The last time that Ian and I did a backpacking approach was Little Bear. And in snow conditions, that was not fun walking up Lake Como Road, sorry. But as of now, like, that was, compared to Lake Como Road, that was such an easy trip up that road. We're about to cross this bridge right now, and it has been raining quite a bit since we got here. But you can tell it from the stream, it's moving pretty good. So just an absolute beautiful area, and I'm really looking forward to this trip. We've got 4 other people meeting us tomorrow after we finish Humboldt at our campsite, which we're gonna find somewhere up towards the South Colony Lakes. It's gonna be our friend Sarah's finisher, so it's gonna be great for that. Really hoping that we have excellent weather, because I would really like to be there for her finisher. But as you can see right now, this is what we're dealing with. Not bad at all. Like I said, we're socked in, but it's not raining or anything, so I'm thankful for that. And I'm just enjoying this so much more than Lake Como. Man, that was awful. But this has been very mellow, very steady. No issues whatsoever. We're taking our good old time, having a good time. And we're gonna go ahead and get there here within a couple miles, and we're gonna probably, make ourselves some food, relax for a bit. And tomorrow morning we are going to hit Humboldt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are making our push up to Humboldt. We hiked in all the way to the split off of the trail that goes to the Crestones and Humboldt, and found a really nice camp spot not too far into that split off. You'll find it on your left hand side, and it's a very nice place to camp. There's a lot of firewood left over and everything, so if you're looking to kind of break this up, like I said, we're hitting all 3 peaks ideally if weather permits, so that's a great place to set up camp. We hiked in from the two-wheel drive trailhead, and I'm just walking through a stream right here. This is nice. This is what the trail looks like currently. More like a stream than a trail, and our feet got soaked last night walking up here, and they're gonna be even more soaked today, so this is gonna be fun. But We are headed to Humboldt, which is over that way. You can't see anything yet because we're still in the woods, but I'm going to try to find a safe way around this stream. That way I don't have to worry about getting my feet more soaking wet than they already are. Just topped out over this hill into the basin, and there she is, the Crestone Needle. Absolutely beautiful looking peak. It literally just looks like it keeps reaching up into the sky. Just massive. I've never seen anything like that. That's so cool looking. We're going to be setting up camp here for tomorrow, and then we're going to finish moving up to Humboldt. And for those of you who aren't aware, there's a sign back there that says you cannot camp within 300 feet of the lake, so just keep that in mind. Definitely respect that. And man, that is so cool. We're gonna be, after we set up camp, heading up to this saddle here, and we're gonna cut on right up to Humboldt there. That's a false summit of Humboldt. And it'll be a good day, and get back to camp at a decent time with daylight and meet our other crew here. And tomorrow we will be doing the Crestones Traverse. And this is just absolutely gorgeous. We just got to our campsite. I will give you guys a view of that. I am currently standing on a rock that overlooks the lake. Don't worry, we are definitely camped way past 300 feet from the water source, so don't worry. Again, the Needle. You got South Colony Lake up there. And Humboldt, well, we're hitting next. But check this out. We found ourselves quite possibly the most amazing campsite that I've ever stayed in so far. Right here, in this little spot. Check this out. Say hello to the people, Ian.
Well, hello, people.
Got our tent set up here, drying out from last night's rainstorm. And the people before us were kind enough to leave us some extra firewood. And this is the view that we get to wake up to tomorrow and go to sleep to tonight. I am extremely excited to be on that mountain tomorrow, and I cannot wait. Also really looking forward to getting Humboldt. If all goes according to plan, this will be 3 more 14ers in the books for me, putting me at 25. We're gonna go ahead and get packed up and head on up to Humboldt, but we figured we would set up camp first because we do have to come this way tomorrow to hit the Traverse. So we figured we would spend a little bit extra time today, since we're doing an easier peak, to save some energy tomorrow morning. Through the willows we go, up to the saddle of Humboldt. And just taking this view, it's got me awestruck. You know what I mean, Ian?
One of the best views you'll ever see.
The last time you did this was in November, right?
Yeah.
After a new snowfall?
November, yeah. 1.5 feet of fresh snow.
Nice. Well, thankfully we're not gonna have to worry about that today, or tomorrow rather. But I can't wait to get to the summit of Humboldt just to get a better view of the Needle. But this whole area is just absolutely gorgeous. This basin is beautiful. I'm gonna try and get you a little bit of a better view here, but there's a beautiful stream coming down the top of that there, and up above that in that bowl is the upper Colony Lakes. So yeah, this area is absolutely beautiful. I just got a weather update to my inReach saying that even though there are some clouds coming in, there's only a 20% chance of rain, and we don't have much left to do. Like I said, once we get up to that saddle, we're cutting right up there. That's a false summit of Humboldt. Our actual summit's gonna be behind there, but at the pace that we're making, I don't think we're gonna have any issues. We already have our camp set up for tomorrow, and this is just gonna be an excellent day. And we're meeting our buddies here. Hopefully by the time we get done Humboldt, they'll already be back set up at camp with us. So this area is absolutely gorgeous. I can tell you I'm gonna be spending a heck of a lot of time here in the future. There's a lot of routes up this that I would like to do. As I spend more time on technical climbing, slowly moving into trad climbing, I can start considering harder routes like this, you know, when I get skilled enough to feel comfortable with it. But that's quite a ways away from now, but nonetheless, it's still fun to think about. Keeps me motivated, and my eyes set on why I'm set out to doing this. So really appreciate you guys coming along on this trip. This has been one that I've been looking forward to since February. I had taken time off work all the way in February for this weekend. So I really hope our weather holds out for us. If not, no big deal, because this area is so gorgeous that just being here is a virtue. We are just taking our time up here because this place is just absolutely gorgeous. I literally feel like this place doesn't even exist. Like, I feel like I'm in imaginary, like, fairy tale land. Like, this stream straight ahead of us, you can't tell probably from the video, but it's so white, it literally hurts your eyes. And check out these wildflowers that we found over here. Ian's photographing them, but I've never seen any type of wildflower like that. Check that out. Is that not amazing? So cool looking. And this place just is blowing my mind. I have never been to a place like this in my entire life. I am extremely thankful to be here right now. Absolutely amazing. I cannot get over this. What a beautiful mountain. And a beautiful place in general. And our camp is down back behind those rocks there. So we don't have very far to go to get back to our camp once we get up to the saddle there. And then again, cutting this way up to the summit of Humboldt. I can't wait to get up there and see the views from the other side. We're gonna see if we can find our campground from when we did California Peak, which is a Centennial 13er. And we camped in the Zapata Falls area. Also looking forward to seeing the San Luis Valley, as that's one of my favorite areas in Colorado. But what a gorgeous place. It is so surreal being here right now. This is the kind of place you see in magazines growing up and fear that you're never gonna actually visit a place like that. But here we are in person taking this in. There's something energetically amazing about these mountains. I don't know what it is, but I've never felt this drawn to a mountain range before. We are a little more than halfway up the switchbacks here. You can see the very beginning of the trail to which we took up here. It's just been switchbacks up here the entire way till we got to where we're at. And we do have another switchback, and then it's pretty much straight up to the saddle. And then once we get to the saddle, it's about another 1,000 or so feet of gain to get to the summit. But like I said, we haven't really been moving too fast on this just because of how beautiful this area is. We're just taking it all in and really embracing everything. So absolutely amazing. Look at that. What a beautiful place. And we just got up to the saddle after all of those switchbacks. That's the area we came up. Our camp is down there. The needle's starting to get socked in by some clouds, and we are headed up this way, which is pretty much a ridge walk the entire way up. However, that's a false summit. But once we get there, it's not too much more of gain before we get to the actual summit of Humboldt. So it's at this point where it's getting towards the end of the trail, and it looks like we might have to go off route or off trail a little bit till we get to the top there. Shouldn't be no big deal. We are 895 vertical feet to the summit. Again, that's a false summit. Really nothing major to report on. You're going to be looking at this pretty much the whole way, but you do get to take in all of these amazing views up here. We just got to this interesting part here on our route. Once you get about halfway up this ridge, you start to run into some rock hopping. And there are cairns, but they're a little tricky to see, but you can still see a faint trail that kind of leads you up through here. Just keep an eye out for the cairns and everything, and you should be fine. Aside from that, I mean, this hasn't been too bad at all. Like I said, this has been a very leisurely trip for us. We weren't really trying to push this out as fast as we could. Just here to enjoy it. Our weather's been good, even though they were calling for thunderstorms. So that's a good thing. And it's very rare during summer to not have that as an issue. But I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm just going to stop that there. We're going to continue up there again to the false summit, but we're less than 400 vertical feet from the summit. And we're going to head on back to our camp and just relax for a bit before we head out to do the Crestones Traverse tomorrow. We're almost at the false summit, and right there is the true summit. We're almost there, less than 100 vertical feet of gain. Just came up this area, which was very fun. And Ian's making his way up. God, these Crestones, man. Gorgeous. This area is just unreal. Had a couple opportunities to get a feel for the type of rock we're going to be dealing with tomorrow on the Crestones, and it's all dry up here. Good sign. So we're almost done with our trip here on Humboldt. So I'm going to bring you guys along on this. We got a summit marmot right here, just hanging out looking majestic. Hi, buddy. Seem to have a lot of them follow me lately. So I have to say, this is a beautiful mountain. A lot of fun. Gives you amazing views of the entire area. Highly, highly recommend it. Beautiful, beautiful location. And as soon as I get to the summit here, I'll show you the views that you will be welcomed with once you get up here. Welcome to the summit of Humboldt. A beautiful 14er in the Sangre de Cristo range in southern Colorado. Beautiful place. Like I said, we took our time on this. We weren't in a rush. Weather isn't looking too bad, so I don't really think we're gonna be spending much time up here, but nonetheless, an absolutely beautiful summit that gives you absolutely amazing views. There's the Crestones looking beautiful. Oh, this is an excellent, excellent trip. We're gonna hang up here for a little bit, take in everything, maybe get a little bit of food. But aside from that, we're gonna go ahead and end this video. And there's some exposure for you. And the summit marmot again. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, and we will see you guys on the Crestones Traverse tomorrow. Have a great one, and thank you again for tuning into this week's Hiking in Colorado 14er adventure.